this Boxing Day I did the Pudding Run, which is a race held in Whitley Bay every year, and instead of a medal you get a pudding, obviously. And I just thought I'd tell you some things about it in case you wanted to take part in an upcoming year. The first major thing I think for experienced runners would be you're not going to get a PB on this run unless you're like right at the front at the beginning of the race, because there's so many bottlenecks. There's lots of little narrow bits of the course. I was like pushed, shoved a bit, shoulder checked a bit, with people trying to get past faster, but there's just not space to overtake people. So you're not going to get a PB, I don't think, unless you've planned to be right at the beginning when it starts. Another thing is you don't get a medal. You get a pudding, and it was a choice of pudding. So there was Christmas puddings, there was vanilla sponges, syrup sponges. There was definitely probably about 4 or 5 different types. And it costs, to enter, it costs £10 for kids and £15 for adults. And for that you get obviously entry to the race, the pudding, but also it's a charity run, and the money goes to Woodlawn School, which is a special needs school in the area. So it's just a good cause to take part in. It's a 5k and it's very undulating. You start on the Links, which is near the Spanish City in Whitley Bay, and you go down onto the promenade, and then you obviously have to run up again, and you go down again onto like the little bit, if you know it, the bit of the seafront that has the swimming pool, like the old swimming pool, but not the one in Tynemouth, the little wading pool. You go down there as well, and then up, and that's a really, like, it's a short but really steep uphill climb. We finished it, ran with my husband, and we finished it in under 40 minutes. But by the time we got to the car, so finished, collected our puddings, like caught our breath, walked to the car, got in the car, there was still people running. So if you take an hour to run a 5k, you're absolutely fine doing it there. It's labelled as a fun run, so it's not about finishing it really, really super fast. The crowd was really happy. Like, obviously it's Boxing Day, everyone's had a Christmas, and they're doing something fun for themselves the day after. I will say one of the start people, like, who was like getting you motivated for the race, did talk about like running off your Christmas dinner. So if that kind of talk offends you, where exercise equates like burning off food, that might be something that you might want to avoid. And it doesn't seem quite like in the tone of things, because you're getting a pudding at the end, so you're not really burning stuff off anyway, because they're giving you way more than, I would believe, a 5k in pudding in calories. I'm not an expert. At the end, there was a coffee station there. It's near the Spanish City, which has a Premier Inn attached, and the Premier Inn allowed people to go in and use their toilets like without purchasing. There's also like a public toilets on one of the embankments. There's no water stations throughout the run, so carry your own water if you can't do a 5k without water. What else would usually be? Yeah, obviously there's no like nutrition stations where you would get gels or anything like that. But there's loads and loads of marshals. Like, there's marshals like every couple of minutes of running. There was marshals directing people, making sure we weren't like, because it's a really busy area anyway on Boxing Day. The seafront in Whitley Bay, everyone goes for their Boxing Day walk, so the marshals were there to make sure everyone was running in the same area so that we weren't like interfering with the public's just normal activities. So yeah, I saw some people, like we were on a path and then there was the public on a path, and I saw some people try and go that way around to try and obviously take over, because it is a bottleneck at some points, and the marshals were really firm and be like, no, you have to stay in this lane, which is just for everyone's safety. What was I saying? Oh yeah, mountain rescue was there as well. So if anyone did have any medical emergencies, there was someone there to take care of that. What else would a runner need to know? Let me have a look. I just had a look I googled what would a runner want to know about a race, and is there spectator like availability? Yes, there was loads of spectators. I think a lot of the general public was out just for their Christmas wander and got into the spirit of things and were cheering people on. So that's useful to know. If someone wants to spectate, you definitely would be welcome to. And another thing people might want to know about is a bag drop. There was a paid for, like a donation, paid for bag drop at the Rotary Club in Whitley Bay, so you could leave your belongings there, but obviously it cost money to drop your bag. Water and aid. Like, yes, there was first aid. No, there wasn't any water available, but there was the coffee cart, which could have been, I couldn't even get close because there was 1,500 people doing it. So the coffee cart was absolutely swarmed. Start time. It started at 10:30. Numbers. I think you could collect your numbers early, like at a prior date, if you went to the Comrades Club in Whitley Bay on the 16th of December. We didn't do that. You can collect your numbers on the day from, I think they said from 9:30 when it started at 10:30. I got there after 10, and it was really smooth getting the numbers. There wasn't hardly any queues. They were working through it really fast. So collecting your numbers was nice and easy. There were no timing chips or times offered. So, I mean, I started Strava when I began, just because the start was just 2 flags either side. And I think they said start fitness or something gone, and the number said start fitness. So they must have been a sponsor. So I just started Strava when I went through those, and that was the end of the race as well, so I stopped it then. And my husband had his watch on, and he got a really similar time, and we were shoulder to shoulder the whole race pretty much. So just if you want a time, plan that out yourself. So thank you for watching my video about the Whitley Bay Pudding Run. I'm still just 6 weeks into my Couch to 5K training, so I didn't run the entire way. My husband's watch has a feature where you can do intervals. So I said I think I could definitely run for 4 minutes, walk a minute for the whole distance, just in line with the Couch to 5K I'm doing. And we actually skipped a couple of the walks by the end of the run once we could see the end, the end was in sight. When I put it in a pacing calculator, we should have been about 45 minutes, and we were under 40. I'll put the time up because I kind of commit numbers to my memory. The training did me really well, and I've got another run booked for the 11th of January, which is that 3 weeks? So I will have finished my Couch to 5K training by then. So I'm really hoping that by the 11th of January I can run the entire time without stopping. But obviously I'm not going to be sad at myself if I don't manage that, because I'm 42 years old and I am just trying my best, and this body isn't bouncing back like it would when I was 20 and started a bit of a fitness journey. There's a lot more downtime between runs, and there's a lot more, like, I just have to look after myself so much more. I have to do so much stretching, whereas when I was younger you could go out and do stuff, and if you didn't stretch the next day you didn't feel like you'd fallen down 2 flights of stairs. But yeah, got to look after myself a lot more, got to eat like so much protein and carbs, and like make sure everything's like really balanced, or I just feel like trash. Like an earlier run in the week, I mustn't have like prepped for it very well, or I tried to do it too soon after another run and I just could not run. So I took Christmas Eve's run off and had 2 days between any exercise before Boxing Day, and that really helped as well. So yeah, hopefully by the 11th I can run the whole time, if I plan to give myself a couple of days beforehand and not go ham. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and if you would like to subscribe, I'm going to be doing a lot of northeast runs. My goal is to try and get onto the Great North Run. I can't even run a 5k without stopping right now, so it feels like a massive goal, and the ballot opens up at some time in January, so if I get on that I'll be really happy. But I was hoping to be able to run a full 5k without stopping before committing to it, so we'll see if I can get on, and we'll see if I can run a full 5k without stopping before the ballots open again. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.